What's going on, everybody? DamagedCmpunk here. Today we're going to be doing some gameplay. I'm going to start by simulating the wild card round for the NFL Madden 19. So we're going to do playoff simulations and everything like that. We're going to start. I'm going to try doing it game by game. Probably not going to get all 4 games in tonight. I'll probably do Saturday's games tonight and then do Sunday's games tomorrow night. So the first game we're going to do is we are going to do the simulate the Colts at the Texans. So let's go ahead and get this set up and we'll go from there. So I am going to play as the Colts. I actually had them going into Texas and actually coming out with a victory. I know it's probably a long shot, but I got like I said, I got the Colts going into Houston and coming out with a victory to advance to the AFC divisional playoffs. So we're gonna start with that. 10-6, 11-5. We're gonna go with Andrew Luck again, and we're just gonna jump right into it. These are gonna be, I think these are like 8-minute quarters, so hopefully it doesn't take too long. Hopefully the stream's not too long tonight. So we're gonna jump right into it. I know there's nobody in here right now. I usually don't get a lot of people watching my streams, so
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is a special edition of Wild Card Weekend on EA.
Goodbye, Coach. No one
All right,
listening.
Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we pull the curtain on the postseason
I get the ball first.
With an AFC wild card matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston
we are
Texans.
underway.
This one taken from the 7.
Taken from the 7.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Andrew Luck bringing out the Indianapolis Colts, and Andrew Luck can probably get his tux ready for the night before the Super Bowl. Of course, he hopes he's going to be playing in the Super Bowl, but I think he can work on his speech for Comeback Player of the Year.
He certainly can. Remember, he didn't play at all in 2017. He had shoulder troubles in 2016.
All right, so we're going to start off with a run here.
Whispers. In some cases, there were even shouts that he would never play football again. And he came back, had to work his way throwing, light objects and all of that, trying to get himself back to playing. I remember earlier this year they had to take him out of a game for a backup quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, to throw a Hail Mary because they were worried about his shoulder strength. Now, one of the better quarterbacks in the league yet again.
And on pace for a 4,000-yard campaign. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
They'll fake it. Now
We'll
Locke.
throw over to
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
tight end.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it a second down. And a look now at the defense for Houston.
Versatile players on defense are all the rage in the NFL, but it also helps to have a Benardrick McKinney who does one thing very, very well, and that's tackle ball carriers. Big man, big size inside, looks like a defensive end playing inside linebacker. Still has the ability to run and cut runners off before they can get downfield.
Aaron Colvin there to make the tackle. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them.
Give me some
and
room.
The results of that.
Give me
This
a
team
block.
And then look at this, big gain, but a fumble. But
Out of bounds.
Fortunately, wind up out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It's a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run with a former Ole Miss Rebel, Jordan Wilkins. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Dontrell Inman, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks,
chip chop field goal, 7-0,
and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
In the end zone.
Houston Texans led onto the field by Deshaun Watson, who really maturing, continuing to mature in his 2nd year. Last year, the injury, but he said, that's not going to change how I play the game, and he's been true to his word.
He certainly has, because when we watch him play, he still moves around both in and out of the pocket. There's still a quarterback run game element to what they do on offense. But the one concern, how many sacks he takes. He gets sacked a lot more than a quarterback of his mobility you would expect. But at the same time, you don't want to take away the fact that if he holds it a little bit longer, big plays often can result. I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Throw right side complete to Carter. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And let's take a look at the Texans offense.
Despite a rookie season cut short with a torn Achilles, Deontay Foreman showed flashes of being a big-time running back in the NFL. In college, he looked like a runaway freight train. A big guy that not many people wanted to get in front of. That didn't change in the NFL.
All right.
Once he got a little bit of room and started to rumble, people had to make business decisions in the secondary.
They get only 4 that time, as that leads us to a 4th down. QT, Charles, he didn't make his debut this year until week 4. Busted out with 11 catches in that win over Indianapolis. And now you got Will Fuller done for the year with a knee injury. He's a big part of this offense.
He certainly is, because he's quickly going to have to become one of those go-to guys for Deshaun Watson, and a guy that he can get the ball to pretty fast, because Will Fuller provided a lot of speed and flash. It could work inside and outside. QT's going to work out of the slot mainly, get it to him, and let him go.
Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. Oh, able to avoid him. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive, and also give him a 1st down.
The reason that counter and misdirection plays work so well is that usually you've given them a reason to think that everything's going to the direction that starts initially. You've run that type of a play throughout the game.
I knew that was going to happen.
It's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
And you can't say enough about our man making the interception right there, Brandon. It's his 12th year in the league, and you told me before the game that he still got it, and he does. What a play that was to come away with the football.
After the interception, here's Watson. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter.
All right, second quarter coming up.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in
6 minute
quarter number
quarters, not
2.
8. Okay.
But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Play action for Miller. Now Watson. And incomplete on the deep ball. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson, and that is incomplete.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Now this offense about ready to take over again. They just did manage to sneak into the playoffs as a 6th seed, so it's a tough road ahead. They would need to win 3 games on the road in January, but there's 20 other teams who wouldn't mind being on that road.
You're exactly right about that. But your point about how daunting this is well taken, because it all depends on their mindset now. How do you break it down so that you're not looking at this whole big road and say to yourself, we've got no shot? You break it down to this game right now, win that one, then worry about the rest of them after that.
And that's exactly right, and the staff told us that. They've been focusing with the players on don't look ahead, but that's hard to do sometimes, is it not?
It is hard to do because the ultimate goal is to do what? Is to win a Super Bowl. So you have to look ahead a little bit, but you make sure you focus on the game at hand.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. On 2nd down, here's Locke. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Here's Mack. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
On 1st and 10, Locke. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. They'll give it to him up the middle. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Here's Luck. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Almost had it a second.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Adam Vinatieri, he just keeps doing it. I mean, you look back to Week 8, past Morton Anderson becoming the NFL's all-time leading scorer. What a career it has been for him.
And not many kickers in the Hall of Fame, but Adam Vinatieri will join them in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's just a matter of when. And I'm wondering if he's accumulated enough to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I would say so, because it's not just longevity that's gotten him this record. Think about the kicks that he's...
Now a hit and a loose football.
Oh, yeah.
And the Colts pick it up. Then he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. On first down, it's Love. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. They'll run it here with Wilkins. And now running right through him. And yet again. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
They didn't need a big play there. They just needed a conversion, but I'm really downplaying it, aren't I? Getting a conversion, picking up a first down, not easy in any aspect. How about that one right there?
Yeah, with the dive, knew where the line to gain was. Went soaring past it.
Yeah, that's doing it by any means necessary.
Here's Love. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. From the gun, here's Love. Toward the pylon, caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They'll try to run with Hines, and he's going to be taken down right at the line. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle.
I just fucked that one up.
And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So no surprise if Vinatieri able to convert there. He is, of course, the owner of the NFL record for most postseason field goals.
Hard to believe he was undrafted coming out of college. And now here he is into his 40s, and he's still one of the best kickers around.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Well, Charles, you think about the Houston Texans and the turnaround that they've had this year, double-digit.
I have to jump in.
Oh, because you projected this.
Do we remember preseason? Was there something?
Oh, yeah. Pick.
Traffic, and it's intercepted.
Come on.
Picked off at the 45. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Encroachment, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Here's Luck now on second down. Going up top. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Well, that came a little abruptly here. Still working on my apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. And we can get to the 3rd quarter now. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
All right, second half.
Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better.
We'll find out. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because What you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
On 2nd and 10, Locke. Ebron with it over the middle. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Good for a Colt first down. The former Lion Ebron there bringing it in from Andrew Luck. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side.
Son of a bitch.
Intercepted for a third time. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
2 yards on the carry there, it'll be 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing, but with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Sliding out of the pocket. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They'll try the air now with Watson. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller, and it's 3rd and short.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Watson on 3rd down. And he finds his man Griffin. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They go play action here on first down. His throw incomplete. Hey, we got a second here. Let's go back to Week 15 following the win over Green Bay for Chicago. Happiness rained down on the field. The Bears claiming the NFC North title, but one Bear took his celebration to an extreme. I know you saw this.
Yes, I certainly did. Charles Leno Jr., left tackle for the Chicago Bears, got down on a knee. And
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jabal Sheard in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
To throw is Watson. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Colts. They've got control of the foot. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing his line. To the right side to Eric Ebron. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now it's Luck off the bootleg. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
Ah, damn.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And here now the offense heading back out there. So they won their division and earned the right to play at home in the first round of the playoffs, but this one is not going to script so far.
Nowhere did they have the thought process that they'd be down double digits. But the good thing is it's the first half. You and I know, I mean, you've been with me long enough now. Hang with the game plan. Stay the course for a while. Don't panic and change up things. Keep grinding. Long way to go in this ball.
That was my question to you. You don't throw everything away at this point. Stay on course.
Stay on course. Obviously, you want to eliminate the things that have caused you to be down double digits. But at the same time, you're not getting it all back in one play. Keep going. The game plan was put in there for a reason.
Eluding the pressure right. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. That'll get them to 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
4 down. Down. Black 22. Black 22.
From the gun, here's Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down.
Down. Black 22. Black 22.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson, throw right side into the hands of Akins. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
3rd-and-1.
They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the
Come on,
drag
3rd-and-1.
route,
3rd-and-1.
letting
Let's
the
go.
play develop,
Stop.
finding the
The
hole
ball.
in
The
the
ball.
defense,
The ball.
and giving
3rd-and-1.
your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Get him. Suck.
And he'll find Akins there, complete. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
On 1st down, Watson.
Get him.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Here's Watson. That complete to Lamar Miller. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. From the red zone now, Watson.
I just whipped. Son of a bitch.
And he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Out of the gun, Watson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Black 22.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play
Review.
drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were.
I don't know. Did he
You're
get both feet in?
right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's
I
almost
don't
like...
think he did.
Yeah, you know,
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Nope. Out of bounds. What? It didn't look like he had both feet in. 1 foot. Get out of here.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Important extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
All right, so I need a 1st down. If I get a
And
1st down,
Indianapolis set to
that will
take
seal
the
it.
field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a
There it
little
is.
bit of a cushion,
1st down.
and that helps
Oh,
you immeasurably.
almost had it.
But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Shit.
And he'll lose yardage.
How was he?
Down
How
at
could
the
have gone?
32.
He still could have gone.
And now the Texans want to call another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now Luck. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's
kidding
able
me?
to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd
Let's see,
and
should I
final
fake it?
timeout
Should I
as
fake
they'll
it?
head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
You know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to kick it.
Now here's
And
Rigoberto
we're going to get my
Sanchez
defense
as
to
he'll kick it away for the
I'm
second
going to rely on my
time.
defense.
Gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. That's taken to the 25. It's a 39-yard.
All right, here you go, defense.
And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He's back to throw. And his throw is incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Knocked away at last second. That's what I'm talking about.
Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the 1st down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the pressure drops off as they
there we go, baby. Picked off.
Room here to run.
That'll do it. One-handed.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
Take a knee,
Indianapolis set to take
2 knees,
the field.
and that will do it.
They have the lead, still a 1-possession game, but the defense got the stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all
One
the
knee.
defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. You know they're over on the sidelines now starting to take their tape off, and, hey, we've done this thing. The offense has to put it away, and that means ball security.
Absolutely. Stranger things have happened. They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long from Houston.
Check out the stats real quick. Alright, so that's it for the first game. Finish this one. Now we're gonna jump right into the second game here for Saturday's wild card.
Choose to continue your season and play more games with your team.
Return to the main menu. So the second game is going to be the Seahawks at the Cowboys. And for that game, let's see here. Who should I go with here? I'm going to go with Dallas on this one. Dallas at home. I know Seattle's tough, but you know what? I'm going with Dallas at home.
Hey, everybody, it's the
Coach.
This is a special edition of...
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight, it's the NFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to kick off. The defense will get the first crack at it.
Go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away.
All right, fumble recovery by the teams. We're going to go ahead and start with the first thing here, run by Elliott. And that's going to start off on a new one. There we go. We're going to start off good. Touchdown, Ezekiel Elliott.
Ezekiel Elliott, 25 yards. And the Cowboys
all right, starting off good. That's the team. First play, scrimmage, offense. Zeke in the end zone.
In the playoffs, and now you're down a touchdown right away.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
All right.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. 1st and 10 at their own 26.
1st and 10 at the 26 for Seattle. Defense first stop. Let's see.
Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett.
Lockett.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. To the right side, and he's got more complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson.
Ooh.
And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. And, Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out. The next man steps up and plays well. But that starts with the organization itself. All the way through. No excuses for guys being out. Finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them. And we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
On 3rd down, Wilson.
Picked off.
Baldwin intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Well, partner, as the Cowboys come back out here, I want to ask you to assess the season. The first couple months of the year for Dallas starting to look like they'd be sitting at home in January. Then the Amari Cooper trade comes. They breeze through November unbeaten, part of a 5-game winning streak. But then, a real head-scratcher, Week 15, they get shut out in Indianapolis.
You just wonder if all the wins that got them there, those 5, which were all tough, physical, hard-hitting battles, if it took a little bit out of them before they went on the road and lost Indianapolis in Week 15. But if they get to the playoffs, which it looks like they're going to, are they a threat to New Orleans? Are they a threat to Los Angeles? Are they a threat to Chicago? To me, they are only if it's a low-scoring, physical affair. That's when Dallas plays at its best, and that's what they'll have to do to reduce some of those high-flying teams like New Orleans and Los Angeles.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
The first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They've got a 1st and goal just inside the 5. Now Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the 1st quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
That one he won't return.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Well, Charles, the Seattle Seahawks, they were 8-5 going into a Week 15 game against the 49ers, a team that they had beaten 10 straight times, and then they lose that game surprisingly 26-23. And as they tried to carry momentum toward the playoffs, I was surprised at that outcome.
I was beyond surprised. I thought that game was pretty much a lock because of the momentum Seattle was bringing in, the level of play that they were bringing, and you're taking on a team in San Francisco who's on their 3rd quarterback. Although that young man, Nick Mullins, has acquitted himself quite well. But now, Seattle's got to sweat it out a little bit. The last couple weeks of the season, trying to get one of the 2 remaining wild card spots, they've got Kansas City in a primetime game before they end up in their last game of the season. So look out for Seattle, but at the same time, they've got some work to do.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. And it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
They start on the ground with Elliott. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Prescott now on second down. And this
Who the
is
hell are you throwing to?
incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target. And that'll make it third down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Now it's Lockett. Alongside my broadcast partner Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback. And
he will go down. A Cowboys sack. David Irving able to swap him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
It's been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Steps away. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Jalen Smith in there to drop him for a loss on the play.
Yeah, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Prescott now.
Wide open. Oh, you fucker.
Rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. Well, partner, league-wide, I think we're set up for a wild month of January. It seems like this season, more than others, we've had a number of teams that you maybe say, hey, they're the Super Bowl favorites. Kind of the Rams early, then it was the Chiefs. Patriots kept winning, the Saints, and now, heck, maybe even the Texans or the Bears could claim that moniker.
Yeah, it's going to make for a wild month of January. And you just wonder right now, are we missing a team or two that's just a little bit outside the playoff hunt? Could they get hot and be those teams you don't want to play and carry that momentum all the way to the Super Bowl? Yes, I'm looking at the Indianapolis Colts as one of those teams.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
They run it with Carson, and he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Carson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
And that's one of the dangers of the quick game. If you only have a 2- or 3-step drop, if you don't get the ball to someone open right away, those defenders are right near the line of scrimmage, and they can get on top of you in a heartbeat.
Hey. 4 down.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it. On 1st down, Wilson. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Well, partner, like we always do this time of year with the holidays here and me happy for once. I want to say happy holidays to you, to your family, and to everybody out there in Madden land.
I like how you said that. Before I do go on, though, happy holidays to you, your family, and everyone out there in Madden land as well. And hope that they're safe and they're happy and successful holidays for all.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do is they run it here. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here's Austin. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
Might as well try it. Play type. Let's see how my kicker is. I doubt he can kick that far, but let's see how far he can kick.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And folks, this is a 67-yard attempt. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. Wide eight.
Final play of the half. Prescott. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wild card. We now proceed to the start of the second half. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. First down, Prescott. On the left side, he finds Beasley. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. A gain of 6 there on first.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On second down, Elliott. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the... This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down inside the red zone past the Seattle 15. That one goes for 36 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Rolling to his left. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
A good gain there on 3rd and 8 of 7 yards, and now a decision here on 4th and 1.
Some good strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Here we go. Wide eight. Going to 54, wide eight.
4th down, Prescott under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Barkevius Mingo coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4.
Now, you know I don't often have sympathy for quarterbacks, but in this situation, I don't know what else he could do. 4th down, so he can't just throw the ball away. He's got to find a way to try and make a play, but the pressure ended up getting to him.
Pressure got to him. Really big sack and a turnover here on downs. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. To throw is Prescott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13.
Sneezy. Oh, man.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Elliott, come on.
It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
1 quarter remains in this NFC wildcard matchup. Man. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack onto their lead. The Cowboys on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Prescott now from the 50.
Beasley. Wide open.
And that's caught by Beasley.
Come on, Beasley. Come on, Beasley. Come on, Beasley.
And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A gain of 39 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game. A message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Here's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jamarcus Lawrence in there to get him for his second sack of the night.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And this is caught. He hits more. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on 3rd down plays, but when you go for it on 4th down, sometimes you're actually just praying. And on that play, the prayer was answered.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. That'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing again here, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. 47 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Again, it's Elliott. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. On 3rd down, Elliott. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Well, Prescott here to throw. And Beasley with it over the middle. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. The numbers tell the story. Not the best start, but it's not often how you start, it's how you finish. And since that start, he's been good.
Can you just imagine what was going on in the locker room with the defensive coordinator? Because things were working so well. His game plan was in effect. They were holding him down. He was off his game. But you just know that he was nervous at halftime because you don't hold a guy like that down for very long. And in this case, his fears were realized.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence bringing the pressure again, and that is his 3rd sack here tonight. On 2nd down, Wilson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Finding room at the 30, and all the way up to the 35-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Now they got to get to the line quickly. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be a 2nd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And he'll indeed get him to the line and spike it here to stop the clock. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Try and get it all back with one big shot right there, but even if successful, that doesn't get them all the way back to where they need to be. Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well.
Is the distance on the punt there, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. And that knee will do it. Can't stop the clock defensively, so they protected their home field, got the victory in the wild card round.
And rewarded their home crowd. They came out in force for this one, really supported them throughout the year, and boy, they were something special in this one. And maybe it's their last home game, and if so, they sent them out with a great visual, didn't they?
Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on just 8 teams.
All right, guys.
Left.
So that was it. That's my streams for the day.
For the Super Bowl.
That was the Saturday wild card games. So we got. I got the Colts moving on, and I got the Cowboys moving on. So join me for my next stream, probably tomorrow night.
For us, for Charles
and
Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon
we'll do
You've
Sunday's
been watching
games.
The NFL
so next time,
on EA Sports.
DamagedCmpunk.
It's a win for the.
And I am signing off.